Jason, how are you?
Doing very good, very good.
Did you enjoy the show tonight?
Absolutely, absolutely. It was an excellent atmosphere. I think actually the weather, the way it is right now, made for a better atmosphere for Inquisition today at this fest, yeah.
And next year, your debut album, Into the Infernal Regions of the Ancient Cult, will have its 20th anniversary, I think. Do you look back in nostalgia when you look back in those days when it was released?
I'd like to say I have a lot of nostalgia. I don't, but that's a positive thing because I feel and live the exact same essence today as I did then. But I will say, what you just pointed out, the 20 years, I thought about this the other day, and it's nothing that I want to bring up to the public or making up some kind of an announcement of being 20 years. I just see 20 years as 9 years or 2 years, or, but it does hold a lot of meaning, lots of meaning. So yes, there is some nostalgia, but the beauty of it is it's not nostalgia as in the sense that it was something that was but no longer is, not at all. 1998, that essence is an Inquisition, Inquisition today as much as it was yesterday. So nothing has changed. There's nostalgia as far as reminiscing as to what started, you know, the first domino to fall in '98, and it's amazing that so many albums have gone by now and that we're actually doing this. So yes, there's a lot of meaning behind it, lots, yeah.
And I know that even after doing this already for more than 20 years, you are still hungry for doing what you're doing, but can you maybe define what keeps you hungry and keep you writing?
What keeps me hungry is the loyalty I have to this. I can't give anybody, I can't give you or anybody a rational explanation as to why, where this sense of loyalty to my art or black metal comes from. I don't know. It's just something that you feel you should do. I'm sure a lot of people hearing this can relate. A lot of people feel the same sense of loyalty and many things they have passion for. So, and with me, it's not so much just loyalty to black metal, it's loyalty to my art, to my craft, to my guitar, to creating music with something meaningful that, in my mind, exists and makes me feel good. Again, there's nothing rational about it, it's just something that I feel I have to do. And that's what keeps me hungry. And also, myself, like many artists, we're always trying to, the word evolve in metal is something frowned upon sometimes. I think we're being hypocrites to not admit that evolution is important. So I'm always trying to not change, but evolve, improve, refine, you know, refine the sword, get it sharper, better steel, harder steel, more edge. So that's what keeps me hungry, trying to improve what the band can do. But before anybody thinks differently, of course, preserving the roots. And you also often talk about the endless circle of creation and destruction. Do you refer this also on art in general, and especially on writing black metal songs? I mean, the part of creation in songwriting is obvious, but is there also this circle? There's on an emotional level, and yes, in the obvious level. I mean, you're creating something from nothing, so that's the beauty of music, you know. It's sound is just, we hear sound all around us, and I won't get into the obvious. I mean, everybody knows what music is in that sense, but the cycle of creation and destruction, I see it in many things, like past and present. You could also see a past as something that's gone by, that's been absorbed into this black hole of time, and what something was no longer is, and it's just a memory. But those memories can be materialized through sound. Sound is not really, maybe someone would correct me, not really something material, but it is. It moves us. It travels through the air and gets stored. So you know, there's creation, destruction going on there with music, and on an emotional level. I think that's what makes black metal so you know, real black metal, so emotional in a chaotic and destructive sense. But yet we take that destructive energy that we feel and we cast it out into music, into something grandiose and magnificent and powerful. So absolutely, yeah.
And you are a Satanist, and also Inquisition has been always a real satanic band, but especially nowadays there are a lot of bands that they only propagate pseudo-satanic cliches and stuff. Where do you see the difference, or how do you see the difference between real Satanism and just some pseudo-satanic cliches?
So I think the most honest and the most fair answer and least egotistical answer I could give, and humble opinion, is I'm no one to say this is what absolute truth of what Satanism or any belief is. The question, of course, is valid. You have to ask that. It's good to know what people, you know, it's good to know what's going through their mind when they're making music and they're selling it and fans are buying into it. And, you know, not all artists have to believe 100% what they're writing. I mean, it's entertainment. But in black metal, we want to know it's beyond entertainment, that the person writing this really is writing something with honesty, right? Obviously. So, in my personal opinion, and going off my instincts, Satanism is a word many decades ago, just as it is now, that is symbolic or is a metaphor for absolute maintaining a mind open to any possibility. That's all it is. Today, or in common, not today, but in common society always, we call that atheism. Believe in nothing, scientific method only what can be proven, you know, from Darwinism to anything with biology and astrophysics. But Satanism goes beyond that. It maintains a spiritual element. It's almost a borderline of atheism, I think. And I hope everybody understands. This is just what I think. In your world, I may be totally off, but it's almost like an atheist keeping an open mind to anything that is a possibility beyond the rational or the explainable. And well, that's being spiritual. And the difference too is in black metal we also like to kind of experiment and flirt with these ideas of chaos and destruction and what we would like to see as something evil and always maintaining on the dark side of life, but controlling that, harnessing and controlling chaos. You know, so maybe Satanists, we'd like to see ourselves as this supermassive black hole that anything good or bad coming at us, we just consume it and harness it and carry it, and we get bigger like a black hole. So that's Satanism to me. Is controlling chaos and learning from it, not letting it destroy you, but harnessing it, controlling fire. That's it.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.